This is Kelso Sturgeon. Thank you for joining me for another session at my College of Advanced Football Handicapping. Close out the week on Monday night with a nice 50-unit play on Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Also had the under in that game for my Best Bet Club clients. Intend to pick right up where I left off on Thursday night when the Kansas City Chiefs visit Philadelphia. A little added sidelight of this game is the fact that Kansas City coach Andy Reid, longtime coach in Philadelphia, is returning home to face his old team for the first time. Got some very strong feelings about this game, and I'm confident I will get the cash. So be sure and make sure you get this game. This is another outstanding week in both college and NFL football. You know, on Saturday I'll be releasing, my 100-unit college blowout game of the week. I'm releasing a team that's just a little over a 2-touchdown favorite. I think this team will win by 35 to 40 points. It grades out with a 96 or 97% chance to win, and I will get the cash on Saturday with my 100-unit college blowout game of the week. On Sunday, coming with a 100-unit NFL underdog, my 100-unit NFL underdog play of the month. I'm confident that this dog will march right to the winner's circle and win straight up by no less than a touchdown. Don't miss either one of these games. They're available, as are all games and all services, on this website and toll free at 1-800-755-2255. And as you know, I do take all major credit cards. Now, you know, the one thing that as we head into week 3 of the colleges and week 2 of the NFL, I think that we pretty much know what these college teams are made of. I'm not so certain that we know what these NFL squads are capable of doing or not doing. I know for a fact that Seattle is the best team in the NFL. Denver is right there behind them. If these two teams met on a neutral field, I'd make Seattle probably a 2.5 or 3-point favorite over Denver, but both of them bring a lot to the table. Now you go from ranking the 32 NFL teams, go from the 3rd to the 30th spot. I just throw up my hands and join most people. I'm not so sure where any of these teams fit in. Been a lot of changes since last season, some good and some bad. I know that in the 31st spot is the Oakland Raiders, absolutely a dreadful football team, ruined by buffoon management and coaching that doesn't make any sense. Last but not least in the standings is Jacksonville, a team that is so bad I am not certain that it's not the worst NFL team I have ever seen. This is a team that has absolutely no talent. The reason the Jaguars are a 19.5-point underdog at Seattle this week. Now, you know, in handicapping all these games, especially in the colleges, you know, I'm not looking for a contest. I said it many times. I'm looking for a game where one team has almost all the edges, and in fact has so many edges that it grades out at better than a 90% chance to cover the number, as does this 100-unit college blowout game on Saturday. In fact, it grades out somewhere between 95 and 96% in its chances to cover the number. That's as strong as it gets. But once again, I always look for tremendous differences in talent and ability, never looking for a contest, always looking for a blowout. And as I've said many times, I'd rather lay 28 than 3. 3 tells you the game's going to be close to 28, says there's a chance it will be a blowout. Once again, that's just my opinion. And you know, I think we can look at specific games this week, and I'd like to offer just a little bit of insight into the extra things you need to look for. Let's take the North Texas-Georgia game. North Texas at Georgia, the last line I saw had Georgia about a 4-touchdown favorite. And there's no question that Georgia is better than North Texas and that Georgia should win the football game. The cover becomes another matter because of a circumstance here. You know, Georgia faces LSU next week. You can bet that Georgia will open up with a very vanilla offense in the first half, get the lead, and probably just sit on it against the North Texas team that I know is going to score some points, have an outstanding quarterback. But covering the big number, and oh, by the way, I said 4 touchdowns. I think it's something like 31.5. I apologize for that mistake. But covering the 31.5 might be far more difficult for bettors than it would be for Georgia if Georgia was going all out for 60 minutes, which I just cannot see them doing as they face LSU. I'm not saying you should take North Texas plus the 31.5. I'm just saying here's a circumstance that you have to deal with and try to read between the lines and see where Georgia is going to come from in this game with the LSU on the horizon. Now, talking about mismatches, you know, Louisville is a 41.5 point favorite over Florida International. Now, Florida International is the Jacksonville Jaguars of college football. Absolutely the worst team, I think even worse than Massachusetts, although that the Minutemen would be in the running for the worst team title. Florida International averaging 191 yards of offense per game and just 7.7 points. Now they're going against a Louisville team that we know is absolutely loaded, averaging 527 yards a game in offense, averaging 40 points a game, holding opponents to 9 points a game and just 285 yards of offense. You've got to ask yourself, should I lay the 41.5, because there's absolutely no way that Florida International is going to score against Louisville except by accident, and there's no way that Florida International is going to shut down the high-octane offense of Louisville. Once again, this is the kind of blowouts that I'm looking for. As we head into the weekend's play, once again, I'm looking for mismatches in the college and believe I've found several. Intend to get the cash with them. In the NFL, am playing more in situations and circumstances than anything else. For instance, you know, we have the Atlanta Falcons at Miami. The Falcons, who some believe is the best team in the NFC. I'm not sure of that when I look at Seattle, but they lost at New Orleans and now an underdog by 2.5 points at Miami, and you've got to figure that Atlanta will certainly, under the circumstances, be firing its best shot. Whether they can win or cover, that all remains to be seen. Once again, this is a read between the lines weekend in both the NFL and in college football, and you're going to have to move beyond the numbers to pick winners beginning at this point of the season. I thank you very much for watching. I want to remind you of the 2 100-unit plays on the weekend. All games and all services available on this website and toll-free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted. And just remember my mantra, the less you bet, the more you lose when you win. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll be right back here on Friday morning with my next report.